I'm Casey Longyear, and I'm one of the two owners of Rumors. Marche, my business partner now, we both grew up thrift store shopping. We both grew up in like kind of punk music scene, you know, had friends who skated, always friends with like the different kids, you know, and even though I didn't even know what that was, I went to a school, my grade had 6 other people other than me, so we were each our own stereotype without even knowing it. And that's where people told me I should major in fashion. I, of course, didn't even want to go to college. I went to a really hard high school and I was just over it, but my parents wanted me to go, and people recommended I go for fashion, and I just did that. Like, I didn't try out for anything else, and luckily it clicked and it worked, but it was simply because I dressed different. Out in the country where anyone can probably look different if you're not wearing Hollister or, you know, whatever. But I see how much it changes someone. They can come in like a terrible mood and leave so happy because all they needed was something to brighten up their day and make them feel better about themselves, you know? And it sounds weird that something as simple as a shirt can do that, but it really can. You know when you feel good in something and when you don't.
Thanks for calling Rumors Chapel Hill. This is Juliet.
Thank you.
I can take your bag.
So I have a jacket that's from Paris.
Okay.
But I can't sell it for like under. It's like a $400 jacket, and I really can't sell it underneath like less than 30. I'll show you.
Okay.
It's this one right here.
Ooh, that's really cool.
So when I got it, I just loved it. Like, it was so warm, and honestly, it's probably the best jacket I've ever owned. So I felt very happy with it. I was in Paris for my first time. I was about 16 at the time, and I needed a raincoat because in Paris and London, the rain is very bad. So when I got it, I just loved it.
She said she wanted 30 for it. Like, we could probably price it at 30, but she'll only get 35% of what we sell it for in cash. So depending on whether she wants to take that or not, sometimes people have like a set budget in mind and we just can't offer that, but. Okay. Really? It's your first time?
I didn't even know this
Do you
place
live around
existed.
here?
Yes, but I've been
You
here.
come back and see us. So we could only take the jacket today.
Okay, how much?
But so we're gonna sell it for 24.
Okay.
So you get 30% of that in cash or 50% store credit. So I don't know if you want to take that.
I'll just take the cash. That's
Okay, so it's gonna be $8 cash.
$8
Yeah, because that's 30% of 24.
Yeah, baby.
And yeah.
Go for it, I'll take the
It's
$8.
super cool. Did you wear it a lot?
Yes, honestly.
My coworker Zuri's gonna be obsessed.
Literally, like, if you go in here and like look at the buttons and stuff, those are like extra buttons. So like, if you're extra cold, you can
Okay.
just like tie them together.
Yeah, it's like lined and everything.
Yeah, it's waterproof. It's nice.
It's really cute. Where'd you get it?
Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, if you just want to sign the bottom line, I'll
Yeah.
get that cash for you. Yeah, it's really awesome. I love it.
I'm getting rid of it. Honestly, I need money, and I like really like didn't want to, but I feel like if someone else could like fall in love with it and like enjoy it the way that I did, I would want to bring happiness to someone else too with my clothing. So, yeah, I think clothes bring peace and happiness to people. So I think, yeah, that'd probably be the reason why.
So many people will bring things in and then they'll see someone else wearing it in town and they're like, oh my God, that was my jacket, you know? And it's cool because like back in the day, I think people would have been embarrassed by that. And now people love sharing a piece that meant something to them.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Today, someone sold something that I remember buying in LA like 3 years ago, but who knows how many journeys it's been on since then. And I brought it all the way from LA, so what life did it have before I even found it, you know? It's so cool to do that. Well, thrifting has definitely changed my life. I mean, essentially I'm treasure hunting every day. You know, I'm finding special things for people somewhere halfway across the world and bringing it back here. I mean, it just shows you the world too, you know? You can understand an area based off of what is in a certain thrift store. And that's something that was different from our Richmond market. I never sold any college shirts up there at all, so I kind of was anti doing it when I first moved here. But then I saw like the enthusiasm people had for their school here, and it's just very different from Virginia.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is $8 or $6, and at the store on Franklin, that would be like 24 at least.
I'll grab
According to my husband, who's lived here, I guess, for like 10 years, he says that Rumors has really helped change how Chapel Hill students look, or residents look. He said when we moved here, I had like blue hair and my business partner has like purple dreads, and we were just crazy. And he said it was clear we weren't from here, and now you see people who look like that all the time. So I think we've really helped people feel and have access to just different style and be comfortable with that style and be comfortable with themselves being different in a setting that was kind of more monotone before. All right, so you want to pull out all the guys' stuff so we can go ahead and put it back with the men's? And make some more room for women.
All we do is thrift everywhere we go, like no matter what city we're in, on vacation or just whatever, just thrifting all the time. Like you pass a thrift store, you go in. Like.
Well, I guess I moved down here to open this store in 2013, and we had no connection to this town. We didn't know anybody. There was no real reason for us to be moving here other than we saw a demand for what we were doing. So we were just ready for something new, but I didn't know how to actually make friends. So when I found her, I wasn't just like looking for her to come sell to us. We weren't necessarily really needing that yet, but I was reaching out just to people who were doing similar things to me. And I met Andrea and Paris. I kind of had a weird breakdown when I was in college and realized I was majoring in such a bad industry. I mean, fashion's great. Obviously, people are always going to wear clothes. The industry's never going to die. But at that time, especially in the early 2000s, like Nike was being called out, Forever 21 was being called out, Urban Outfitters was, everybody was. It was like that time period. The internet was finally popular and everyone had access to it. And everyone was realizing how bad certain companies were. And I had a real freak out, like realizing I was going to be contributing to that industry and that's how I was going to be making money. And I almost changed my whole thing. But I found a way to do it and not be bad, I guess.
Jeez, really? I feel like I ran out the door. I was beach red. I don't know. I think it's just a lot of fun. Where else are you gonna find like a big silvery jacket like this in Chapel Hill? And I'm also like I don't look like it today because I'm very dressed down for the weather.
If I am correct, the girl that sold it to us today said she got it from Paris.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm like twice as attracted to it.
$25.80.
That actually kind of would go with my look today. Can I wear that like this like super fancy jacket with such like a laid back look? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm not sure where.
Seriously, do you go to the lecture for the house thing?
Oh my god.
Holy cow!
I'm so bad at it. It was like this addictive like face.
Yeah, I tried looking at house.
I got married 6 months ago, and I didn't identify with a lot of my clothes anymore. I used to wear like all sheer black meshy stuff, and I didn't really want to be wearing that anymore. It felt weird, as cliche as that sounds. So I'm still developing a style, but it'll always be a little punky, a little, I guess, edgy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm 33 now, and I'm like redeciding who I am. You know, it's just, but that's the thing. You get to reinvent yourself all the time.